Viewers, very good evening. You're with Times Now, the channel that has promised to campaign till the government reopens the Kashmir files. And even as the chorus grows to uncover the truth about who is responsible for the 1990s butchery of Kashmiri Hindus, there are some who are giving this a completely different spin. The Jammu and Kashmir Students Association has now sparked Islamophobia fears over the claiming that if any students belonging to Jammu and Kashmir is attacked or is at the receiving end of any hate anywhere in the country, then it would be the filmmaker who must own the blame. You have to listen to this bizarre logic to believe this.
हमने क्लियर कट मेंशन किया है क्योंकि हमें खदशा है, क्योंकि इससे पहले भी इस प्रकार के इंसिडेंट्स हुए हैं स्टूडेंट्स के साथ। इसीलिए हमने क्लियर कट जो है अपने स्टेटमेंट से अपने बयान में क्लियर कट मेंशन किया है कि इफ एनी अनटूवर्ड इंसिडेंट हैपेंड विद एनी जम्मू एंड कश्मीर स्टूडेंट, पर्टिकुलरली विद द कश्मीरी स्टूडेंट्स, डायरेक्टर ऑफ द मूवी एंड ऑल दोस हु जो इसके साथ एसोसिएटेड है, पर्टिकुलरली जो फिल्म का डायरेक्टर है, ही विल बी सोल रिस्पांसिबल दैट.
Ishan Wani is joining us. Ishan Wani, help us put this in context. What does he mean when he says if any one of us is attacked, the filmmaker must take the blame? What is this?
They have put out a long statement in which they are saying that they are citing incidents in the past, saying that there have been attacks on Kashmiri students allegedly, and that is why they are precautioning students to take care because this has come at a time when we are seeing controversy surrounding this movie in terms of people demanding justice and Kashmiri Pandits actually coming out and openly speaking and saying that this is for the first time their lives have been documented from the 90s, and we have seen the sort of response that everyone has been battling for now is opening of a complete investigation into this particular matter, wherein several Kashmiri Pandits were driven out of Kashmir Valley. Now, Students Association jumping in and saying that Kashmiri students should be very cautious about all these incidents. Now, we are seeing in the past as well there are several political parties and also organizations who have given similar sort of statements, but this time around Students Association coming out giving a long statement saying that if anything like this happens, because they fear that there might be a possibility of attacks.
So where is this fear coming from? This is,
on the director and
this is fear mongering, or at least borderline fear mongering. And allow me to bring in Gopal Krishna Agarwal, spokesperson of the BJP, Ashwini Handa, senior Congress leader, and Peer Vikarul Aslam. Now, Mr. Handa, let me begin by asking you, what do you make of this? Is this not fear mongering, sir?
All what is about Kashmir here. I am in the heart of the city right now where my car is parked. My car is parked next to the Kashmiri Pandit's shop. He has been here since 1947. Do you want me to talk to him? I can bring him on camera. But I know you don't have the courage for reality. And I don't want to risk him because he will be speaking truth. This is 2022 and I'm next to a Kashmiri Pandit shop.
Listen, Mr. Handa, don't pull up this stunt on TV. No. Nothing is stopping you from going and speaking to the Kashmiri Pandit that you are referring to. But this is about justice. This is about justice for what happened in the 90s. Why are you silent on that? There is no one ready to take the blame.
My uncle...
No, who will take the blame, sir? Here Muslim students are stoking fears of Islamophobia. Who takes the blame for the genocide of Hindus, you tell me? Who will take the blame? Will the Congress party take the blame? Is Farooq Abdullah taking the blame? Who will take the blame, sir? You tell me. Which student group, which association, which union? They will not take the blame. Now, why resort to instead of introspecting, Mr. Handa, you can outshout me, you can do all of that. The fact is, you don't have answer to the question. Who takes responsibility for brutal massacre of Hindus? No one. Gopal Krishna Agarwal.
Yeah, so we have to understand that the whole ecosystem was working to suppress the truth. That is also important. It's not only a terrorist activity that was happening in Kashmir. It was a complete system where political leaders of the state and the center were aligned to just go for appease politics of their convenience. The Kashmiri Pandits, the plight of Kashmiri Pandits were completely ignored, and the basic cause was that they wanted to continue with their non-transparent manner of operations under Article 370 and 35A. Those were the issues under which the non-transparent ecosystem was being built in Jammu and Kashmir, and under that non-transparent ecosystem, the Kashmiri Pandits were brutally harassed, killed, and all kind of criminal activity against them was taking place. And now this confiscation has been there, which is coming out. So if you say some fact is coming out, just stating a fact, if you cannot blame that the
showing
fact has been
truth,
done, therefore,
a provocation. Can it be provocation? That's the fundamental question. Let's address that first. Pir Vitarul Aslam, what do you make of this?
Sir, I have a simple question. Please listen to me. It is very important to me as a Kashmiri that you listen to a Kashmiri side. Can you ask the BJP spokesperson who is on the panel that why didn't the BJP government in Jammu and Kashmir initiate a probe into these killings? Just ask this question. Why are they silent?
Yeah,
why aren't you asking them this question?
That is the thing.
Why has the Home Minister facilitated the return of Kashmiri Pandits to Kashmir? On the floor of Parliament, he gave the argument that Article 370 was restricting them from bringing Kashmiri Pandits back. Why aren't Kashmiri Pandits back in Kashmir?
The laws formed by the parliament were not allowed to be implemented in Jammu and Kashmir. The Article 370 gave the camouflage where investigation.
Sir, are you kidding me? There is a BJP LG here. The Lieutenant Governor is a BJP man.
Because there
are
is
you trying to say that he is incompetent? Are you calling the BJP governor, the Lieutenant Governor, incompetent in bringing...
Let's get a Congress reaction. Ashwini Handa has not spoken a word. Let's set the record straight, Mr. Handa. You have an opportunity here.
Sir, listen me properly. Give me some time to clear this propaganda. Vivek Agnihotri, Kashmir File is the cover file of the BJP.
Sir, before you utter anything, just think about the plight of those families who've lost their loved ones, who've lost everything.
Just wait.
Let's be responsible here in our commentary, please. Mr. Handa, let's be responsible. That's all, sir. Make your point.
And they had to be displaced. BJP is the cover file of the
plights of Kashmiri Pandit. At any point of time, did you talk about the plight of Kashmiri Pandit? Did you talk about the real reasons of why they were being brutally attacked and why they were? You were always supportive of the divisive politics of Kashmir. You were always there to take benefit of the divisive politics in other parts of the country. So you are answerable. You were there on the power.
No, let me ask you this, Mr. Handa. Do you remember that speech where Rahul Gandhi invoked his Kashmiri roots? Do you remember that speech?
देखिए आज मैं अग्निहोत्री जी को
नहीं अग्निहोत्री जी की बात नहीं है आप जो टाइम्स नाउ के दर्शक हैं देश देख रहा है उसको जवाब दीजिए अग्निहोत्री जी की बात मत कीजिए आप डू यू रिमेंबर दैट स्पीच वेयर राहुल सेड आई एम अ कश्मीरी
देश को पूरा जानने का हक है
तो पूरा जानने का हक है इसीलिए तो प्रधानमंत्री ने आज कहा कि एक इकोसिस्टम है जो सच्चाई दबा रहा है 32 सालों से
सच्चाई तो ये है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने उस समय जब ये नरसंहार कश्मीरी पंडितों के साथ किया जा रहा था तो सरकार से इस्तीफा क्यों नहीं दिया समर्थन क्यों वापस नहीं लिया और
कांग्रेस डू फॉर
कांग्रेस ने उनको हर संभव प्रयास किया कश्मीरी पंडितों को बसाने का रिहेबिलिटेट करने का और पुनः जो उनका विस्थापन हुआ था उसको स्थापित करने का
एक तो विस्थापन मत बोलिए ये डिस्प्लेसमेंट जो वर्ड है ये बहुत ही इनजस्टिस करता है उन लोगों को जिनका खून बहा है वहां पे ये सिर्फ डिस्प्लेसमेंट नहीं है तबाही थी डेवस्टेशन था डिस्प्लेसमेंट नहीं है मिस्टर हांडा और आप लेट आंसर अ स्ट्रेट क्वेश्चन मिस्टर हांडा टेल मी हु इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द मैसेकर सर लेट्स Who was responsible? Not the Islamists. Not the Islamists. You are giving them a clean sheet. That is precisely what the Kerala Congress tweeted yesterday. A tweet that you had to delete.
क्या हम उसको निकाल सकते हैं कि जिस तरीके से विस्थापन हुआ, जिस तरीके से?
Before we talk about anything else.
Mr. Handa, you're not answering the question. Who was responsible?
BJP.
Sir, can
BJP is only responsible.
BJP is responsible for the
because BJP is the.
Shame on
Okay, just hold your thoughts. More reactions coming in, more breaking inputs
BJP
coming in. Gentlemen, calm down. 1 minute. We have another Congress reaction, another Congress leader. Look how he's trivializing the call for justice. He says film should also be made on different incidents like mob lynching files, Malegaon files. Listen to this.
और दूसरा जो है इस तरह के घटनाएं पूरे हिंदुस्तान भर में और कश्मीर में ही जो है सिर्फ एक कम्युनिटी के साथ नहीं दूसरी कम्युनिटी के साथ भी हुआ। मिलिटेंट्स किसी कम्युनिटी को थोड़ी देखते हैं जब मारते हैं। ये दूसरा जो अलग अलग घटनाएं गुजरात फाइल्स भी होना चाहिए, मॉब लिंचिंग फाइल्स भी होना चाहिए, मालेगांव फाइल्स भी होना चाहिए, भागलपुर फाइल्स भी होना चाहिए, क्योंकि जो है जो सच्चाई है वो बाहर आना चाहिए। उसमें किसी भी मजहब के साथ हो, किसी भी कास्ट के साथ हो, किसी भी प्रांत में हो या किसी भी सरकार के टाइम में हो, सच्चाई की बात है। और सच्चाई को हम लोग फिल्म को फिल्म की तरह उसको ले, उसके ऊपर राजनीति ना करें। अगर कोई खासकर प्रधानमंत्री एक फिल्म को लेके कर रहे हैं तो मैं तो कहूंगा कि गुजरात की फाइल तो जरूर होना चाहिए।
Gopal Krishna Agarwal, respond to that reaction from the Congress.
This is this is highly derogatory on the part of Congress, that they are giving a clean chit to the terrorist and the separatist element in Islam in Kashmir and now trying to put blame. What a silly position they are taking. A height of appeasement and ignorance and height of derogatory work against the Kashmiri Pandit. You have no sympathy for the plight of Kashmiri Pandit. They suffered under so many years of Congress rules, no compassion for them, and you are trying to blame BJP for that. You were in the power in the center, on the state. There is a clear-cut direction where Kashmiri Pandits had a serious plight under your rule, no compassion, no nothing. And now you are trying to, when the fact is coming out, you are now putting the blame on BJP. What a shame on this party.
And the Prime Minister today said, if you have to make a film on different things, you can. Who's stopping you? But do not trivialize this call for justice. Do not try to discredit the truth. His words, not mine, Mr. Kashani.
There are two things that need to be understood. First is every Kashmiri Muslim feels ashamed. Every Kashmiri feels the pain of the Pandits that they have gone through at the time of Exodus. Now, blaming the entire Kashmiri community for this is something that is politically motivated. Second thing, a question should be asked to BJP that they have been in power since 2014. Tell me what
even if people are feeling the pain, that is not enough. 3 decades later, we are only talking about these things. Justice eludes the community. I've run out of time. I thank all of you for joining us. Times Now promises to ensure that the government reopens the Kashmir files. On the News Hour last night, viewers, Anupam Kher clarified false allegations on him not being invited on Kapil Sharma show, a popular show on television. Comedian Kapil Sharma faced backlash after allegations were made that he had refused to invite Kashmir Files cast on his show. The comedian took to Twitter and thanked Anupam Kher for clearing the air. Listen to what Anupam Kher said.
कपिल शर्मा शो कॉमेडी शो है। आपको लगता है कि वो माहौल इतना गहरा मुद्दा डिस्कस करने का है? शायद ये भी तो रीजन हो सकता है।
To be very honest, I must say it here. I was called to be on the show और मैंने हरमन जो मेरे मैनेजर है उनको कहा था यार मैं ये फिल्म बड़ी सीरियस है, मैं इसमें नहीं जा सकता हूँ। So I want to put my point over here. That is about 2 महीने पहले की बात है कि आप आ जाइए। तो मुझे लगा कि मैं जब भी शो उस 2-4 बार उस शो में जा चुका हूँ और it's a funny show and it's very difficult to do a funny show and he does it very well.
शायद ये भी
नहीं, but that was not the reason given to him, no.